All right, welcome. So we have a new friend here. She is a brand new coach, and I'm so excited to have her. Chantel, do you want to introduce yourself and say hi to everyone? And maybe we'll go around and just say where we're from and hi quickly and kind of jump on in.
Sure. My name is Chantel. I'm currently living in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I'm originally from Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's kind of a weird story. Like we literally grew up in the same place and now we're living in the same new place. It's like a small world, but it's pretty cool. But yes, I'm excited to have her. So you actually signed up, and I believe in your first month, you ended up switching over to coaching. So you're like your journey, and it is something that, 1 second. All right. So sorry about that. So you jumped in, you started your own journey, you loved it, and then it was like, oh, I'm going to do coaching. And you're also in real estate. And it's been like the perfect combo. We went and had coffee the other day, and it seems like it's going to be a great combo for her. And I'm super excited. So we can actually be friends in real life. So a lot of us have never met in real life. Well, some of us have, but not, a lot of us haven't. So at the events, it's super cool because we feel like we know each other, but then we actually get to meet each other. But I actually get to meet you, and it's awesome. Yeah. So do you guys want to drop in and just say where you're from and get a nice welcome?
Awesome. We are so excited to have you. I'm jealous you guys live close to each other because I do not. I live in Florida. My boyfriend Steven is laying on the couch here. He also is a coach on our team as well. And yeah, my name is Becky, and we're excited to have you.
Hi, I'm Celia. I'm actually local in PA too. I'm in the northeastern corner, so I'm up in the north with a little snow. Excited to have you, excited to see what you bring to the table, and just welcome and ask any questions.
I'm Corrine. I currently live in Cincinnati. I'm originally from Western New York, and I'm on our sister team. Actually, Abby and I have the same upline coach. So I am part of this team, but on a different, like, I don't know, leg, I guess you could say. So welcome to the team.
I'm Tiffany. I'm from Tennessee. So I'm also, I'm not around anyone, but I just recently started coaching and I'm loving it. So I know you're going to love it too, but we're happy to have you.
Hi, my name is Isabel. I'm originally from Anaheim, California, but I live in Sacramento, California now. I'm also new and I'm really excited to get to know all of the new coaches. And I just wanted to say welcome. And you guys are in a really positive women's team. So just wanted to say that and just, welcome.
I'm Brittany.
Welcome. Oh, sorry, Brett.
Go for it, Jesse, and I'll go after. You go for it.
All right. Hi, Jesse. I'm originally from Pennsylvania, from the York area, and I now live in California, LA-ish area. So yeah, welcome.
I'm Brittany. I am born and raised and still live in like Northeast Ohio. So I'm like an hour outside of the Cleveland area. I'm also a coach on this team, been coaching since like November of last year. And right now is like bedtime, so I've been running around trying to get everything ready. But welcome to the team. We're so glad to have you.
Awesome. And it looks like Ashley and Heather just jumped on. We're just introducing ourselves and where we're from. If you guys want to say hi quick, if you're able.
Hi, I'm Heather. I'm originally from upstate New York, but now I live in Florida. I've been here over 10 years. I've been a coach since last March, I think.
Talk about real friends. Heather's my real friend.
Hi, I'm Ashley, and I'm from Central PA, and I've been a coach for a couple of years. Welcome to the team.
So Ashley is also from like the York-ish area. It's weird now. We're all four of us on here are from the York-ish area. And Jesse's husband's also military, which is why she moved. So those connections are all there. Aren't you technically like, what are you technically, Ashley? Not York, but like towards.
I live in Edders.
Okay, there we go.
You know where
York-ish.
that is. So I live like literally in between Harrisburg and New York. Like it's the middle point. So
Okay, so I was kind of right.
yeah.
York-ish.
York-ish.
Yes. So we have other people on the team, but they always can't make the call. So let's dive in. Thank you guys for doing that. So I know we have a week minus a day left in this month. So we want you guys to push on your goals and do amazing things. And we thought we'd give you some time to do a fun session of work while I guide you through some pointers. But before we get started, I would like everyone to kind of take a moment, and we're going to get in the right mindset before we start digging in. And we're going to use the chat box. I think that's easiest. So I want you guys to just kind of take a moment and think about how far you've come. The crazy month, you have a lot going on. We all have a lot going on, and it's easy for us to be down on ourselves and feel like we should be doing better or things aren't going our way. But I want you to remember that you've come really far. You are making progress each day, and we do these little simple things in our business that do promote growth. It just, we don't always see it right away. So I know it can be frustrating, but I know also pushing and putting in the work, it is so capable in 6 days to, my calendar's over here. That's why I keep like making this movement. It's so possible in 6 days to reach your goals, to help one more person, to really make an impact. So I really want you to shift that mindset from, oh my gosh, there's only 6 days, to like, okay, there's 6 freaking days left. I'm going to do this. Let's go. So I want you all to take a minute and drop in the chat why you choose to show up every single day for this coaching business. Like, what is your like reason why you're digging in? Like, what keeps you going? You can take a minute to think about it. What are your goals, your dreams? Like, something's got to keep you going and get you motivated to show up every day. So what is it?
How detailed are we getting? I don't want to send like a huge paragraph.
I just wrote a book. You're welcome.
Perfect. Okay.
I just started typing and then I went to mute myself because I felt like I was annoying you guys with my typing, and then I lost what I typed. So but yes, write as much as you'd like.
I'm just gonna say this out loud. Another thing I love about coaching, and Tiffany, this is for you, is that this business has made me so unapologetically myself. I can't hold back who I am, and then I just share it with others, and my people will gravitate towards me. But never minimize yourself for anybody. Do what feels right.
Okay, so you might have all the feels right now going on if you're reading people's messages, but I think perspective wise, coming into here and anytime before you start working, it's like, okay, why are you showing up? Are you showing up because a big long-term goal, a short-term goal, everything in between? But I think that mindset helps us show up better when we are being ourselves and talking to people on social media, because if we're in a bad mood and we're grumpy and angry, and then we try to be fun on our like job in our work and messaging people, they're going to feel it. So we're going to get the good energy flowing. Are you guys excited? Okay, so feel free to read all those in the chat. We're going to walk through so first off, Beachbody Champions page on Facebook has tons of power hours, which is what we would call a working hour, that you can 100% jump on and do anytime, any day. They're recorded, they're great. Each coach has their own little vibe and perspective, and we'll walk you through what you guys know as the business activity tracker. Some of you newer guys, we probably still have to walk you through that, but it is an amazing tool we have that tells you basically everything you need to do as a coach to be successful, and you can check it off, and it's a really cool user-friendly tracker. So you can go in there anytime if you feel like you need guided power hours and you feel like you get stuck or distracted or you're scrolling or whatever. But as we push for the end of the month, I wanted to make sure for some of you that have crazy schedules, you have some time to dig into your business, but also, sorry, I'm scrolling my text to write to make sure my notes are here that I was texting some of the ladies, but I also want you guys to kind of get a feel for how I do it, and you guys can add in any tips or tricks or ideas that work for you as we go. But I think if we focus on more the inviting side, that's where, if you didn't hit your goals yet, I recommend inviting. Yes, you can add new followers. Yes, you can do the rest of that. But I think if you haven't hit your goals, the invites should be your top thing. If you already hit your goals, maybe you're building up your new following and people for the next month, whatever is working for you. So I want you guys to take a minute and think, okay, am I inviting to my warm market or my cold market? And are these people that I already have a relationship with? Are these people that already trust me, that I've talked to before that I know in person, and how would I talk to them? Okay, how would you go to coffee and speak to this person? I hear a crying baby, but I'm gonna hope she goes back to sleep. Or maybe you're talking to your cold market, and those people, maybe you just made a new connection and you're trying to relate to them, and they brought up something specific that triggered you to say, I want to invite them. I think I can help them. So these cold market people are maybe, or warm market, are maybe liking your posts, commenting on your posts, and watching your stories. So I want you guys to start there, go through any health and fitness posts you've done recently, or any post recently that you've put up, and say, okay, who's watching, who's liking, who's just having eyes on you? Because that is the perfect thing to say, hey, I saw you liked my fitness post about XYZ. I have an accountability group coming up in November. Would you be interested in chatting more about this and getting started with me? Whatever it is. But I really think the easiest invites are those people already watching you. So likes, comments, story watches. If you're newer and you're really in your warm market, I want you guys to brainstorm different groups of people that you associate yourself with. Maybe they're high school friends, college friends, neighbors, work friends. If you have any hobbies, family, and just start jotting down these names that come to mind so you can go and invite them how it sounds natural for you to say, hey, I'm doing this new thing. Do you want to do this together? And that's how I really go about all my invites. The likes, the comments, the story watches. And then if you guys need any ideas or any thoughts of how to invite, I can drop some in the chat, but I challenge you to try to send at least 5 invites to people that you think you could help impact their life and change their life just a little bit as we get into the crazy holiday season. I would play some really pump up music, but truthfully, I don't listen to pump up music when I work, and I don't know if my music will pump you up. You'll be like, I'm gonna go to sleep now. So if anyone has music they want to play that's pump up, feel free to share it. I listen to the most chill, relaxing, like boring music when I'm working.
Sometimes that's the most best one, so you can just focus on what you're doing instead of the lyrics too. I used to do that in college, so you're not the
Yes,
only one.
that probably is what it is. It's like, it's just sound. It's not like me knowing the words and like,
What are we doing right now? Sorry, I missed it. I was currently fighting bedtime.
we are doing invites. We're going to try to do 5 invites to kind of push for the end of the month. And maybe that's likes or comments on your fitness posts or your coaching posts or your health focus posts or story watches. Just go through and see who's been watching you. And I know you've already gone through your warm market people, but that's always, I explain that too. We're going to take about 5 minutes to do this. And honestly, once I get my wording right, I copy and paste it and then kind of tweak it for each person. So if it's a general message, fill in the name, say something genuine at the beginning, if you know them, if they can relate to you in some way, and then ask them if they want to do this with you. All right, so as you wrap up, hopefully you got some done. And I just want you to take a deep breath and say, that was probably the scariest part of it. Right? Inviting. We get so nervous and we get scared and then we don't want to do it. But then if you just sit down, you're like, I'm just going to do 5 or I'm just going to do 3. Like, doesn't it feel good once you get it out? I have these people that I've been meeting, like neighbors and different people. And I'm like, this most scared to invite these people that I actually know versus a stranger. So that's very normal for us humans to be nervous. But I think once you get that first one out, you're going to feel more comfortable and confident because we could do trainings and learn things all day. But until you actually take action, you're not going to get better at it. You're still going to sit back and think that it's too scary or too hard until you do it. And then you're like, ah, that wasn't so bad. So how do you guys feel? Did you get some invites in? All right. So I know for the newer people, it's a little bit harder you might just have to stick to like people you know and those people you're writing down on a list. But for the rest of you, I want you guys to think of people you've invited in the past. Do you have your lists and your trackers of people you've talked to in the past that weren't ready yet? You're not right now. Have you reached out to them and said, hey, is this a better month for you? Are you interested? Is this better timing? Hey, I have a $20 off promo code and I know you were concerned about money before. Is this something that would benefit you so you could get started? Reach out to those follow-up people. It's funny, the coach, Krista, who just signed up, she told me on our call yesterday, she's like, you reached out to me a year ago in November and you never pressured me. You never made me feel like you forgot about me, but you never pressured me to like do this. You just checked in with me. You wanted to see how I was doing. And I knew I was going to come to you when I was ready. So versus thinking you are annoying people, think that when you follow up with them, it's like, I'm not forgetting about you. I still want to help you. Is this better timing? And really shift the mindset to like, oh God, they're probably so annoyed. I already have like 5 messages and they didn't answer me and blah, 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 blah. Instead think, well, maybe this is a better time for them. Maybe they were going through something really hard. I know I have these products and tools that can help change their life and they showed interest in the past. So I'm going to extend this invite out just in case I can help them. And I think that's a really cool mindset shift because I used to be like, oh my gosh, they probably think I'm so annoying. And I used to be so negative about it. But a lot of people that want to do this and truly can't in the moment, they might not answer because they're embarrassed or whatever, but they will come around. So another side note, newer coaches, as you're getting no's from people, if they say, it's not a good month, maybe later, make sure you're tracking them and writing them down because I don't expect you to remember them in your head at all. Like, I don't know if you like paper, if you like Excel sheets, if you like notes in your phone, but track people that show interest. So then, okay, so we have people showing interest in October. For our November group, we invite them, they're not ready. In December, I'm going to follow up with those people and say, hey, I know it wasn't good timing before, but is this a good month? And then as you build your business, you have lots of months and lots of people to reach out to and lots of people to invite every single month. And some people will say like, this is what I've been getting recently, which is a kind way to say it. I will let you know when I'm interested. And that's fine. Then you don't have to invite them anymore. You can respect them. But until they kind of push something your way, I would say you have something to give them and keep inviting them. So if you guys can think of people that you've already invited, I challenge you to try to invite at least 5 older people. If that's not something you guys have, think about some of those groups that you know, those people you already have, those warm market people, go back to them if it's not awkward. Like obviously your best friends know you're doing this. You don't need to remind them every single month. But maybe it's that church friend or that mom that you're now friends with on social media that your kid does does a sport with or whatever. Or maybe it's that work friend or that coworker. Just think about it and say, who could really benefit from this? And I will say one of my tricks is when I meet people here, like in person, I try to find them on social media. Because then I can, 1, put their face to their name, and 2, if they want to creep on me in a nice way and like get to know me, they'll see what I'm doing. So if I bring it up, it's not weird. But like if I'm not friends with them on social media and we just like see each other every so often, I think it's harder to invite them, if that makes sense. You want to see if they're kind of following along with you. So if you ever meet new people, you could always try to add them on social media. I think it's a good way to connect and kind of learn about new friends.
I am in this, I've been in since I became Emerald, this like Build to Diamond group. And the corporate person asked, like did a poll of like who's super pushing to diamond, who wants to be in this like challenge group. And of course I said yes. So I've been doing these activities. He'll send me like homework to do each week, and then I have to send it back to him, and then he like gives me tweaks on how to, what to add, what to take away. This week's test or like challenge, in addition to building on connections we made, blah blah, was going live on our social media. And I'm like, okay, I just got comfortable doing that on Instagram and then in our like safe space groups as well. But Abby and I just went live on Instagram for the first time. I think it was like 2 months ago now, and I was terrified. Now I do it all the time, like no big deal. So last night I went live, and it was really impromptu, and it wasn't really like his goal was to go live and do the excitement of why we love coaching, just like we did in the chat, but he wanted us to go live and do that there. Well, last night I went live, Celia, you hopped on for it, just to share that I was super excited about like my month 3 Success Club prize that I used, and it was super cool, and I got like a new angle for my workouts, and it was awesome. But I sent it because the corporate guy, he said, like, when you go live, send me your live. So I sent it to him. We've been chatting on Facebook the whole time. I was like, okay, awkward. It's on Instagram. Here you go. Like, here's my Instagram. And he was like, that's great. Your live was awesome. Go live on Facebook. And I was like, ooh. It's like, that's next level scary. I was like, I just got comfortable going live on Instagram. I hear what you're saying. Fine. So that is also my challenge this week, in the context, like this monologue came from like sharing everything so that the people that know you on social media know that this is your world. I don't do a lot of that on Facebook. I use Instagram more of my storefront, and like Facebook is my safe space. But yeah, I'm gonna try to spread out. So if you guys do see me go live on Facebook this week, make sure to show me some love, make me feel comfortable. But yeah, so it is important to have all of that stuff in all of the spaces and make this part of your world for when people do connect with you and you build those relationships.
And I think, thanks for sharing that. And I think it relates back to like knowing the people versus like the strangers on Instagram. And it is scarier, but I think that's when you just need to be more of like a less wordy human and just say, hey, I'm doing this thing. You want to do it with me? I feel great. I did it for a month and now I'm doing this new program. Do you want to do it? And they can say no. All right. How are those invites going? Have you guys accomplished a little bit? So another tip I will say is, if you're not consistently posting at least 2 or so posts a week focused on fitness or health or coaching, these kind of invites are harder where you're going to people that like, comment, and follow your story. Because if you're not sharing it on your storefront or in your stories or in your posts, it's not going to make sense to invite someone to something that you're not talking about. I mean, when you're a first coach, it makes sense. When you're just starting, it makes sense that you're not like crazy talking about it and like you're just sharing in baby steps, I guess that would make sense. Like you're showing up for your workouts. You're going to post about it and say, hey, I'm doing this thing. I'm starting to coach. And then when you ask people to join you, I'm guessing they might have seen your Facebook or Instagram post. But when it comes to invites, if you're sharing on your social media, those are the posts you want to go to invite people. I'm not going to invite everyone that likes the picture of my 2-month-old baby updates, because I don't know, that's weird in a way. Like they probably just thought she was a cute baby. But if they like my transformation post or my reel about fitness or health or coaching, that's free game to reach out to them. So make sure you're kind of spreading all of that across the board. So you do have those people to invite. So as you guys continued, is there something specific that you feel like you guys struggle with when it comes to inviting that we can help with on this call? Is it your wording? Is it just doing it? What is the biggest struggle when it comes to inviting that you think, if you want to share? So I'm going to take a wild guess that the biggest struggle is actually just doing it and taking action. So if you guys feel nervous and you think it sounds weird, or you want one of us to proofread it or talk about it with us before you send the invite, 100% we can do that and help you feel more comfortable. But this is going to be one of the things that feels slightly uncomfortable, but it's so crazy because you can have people say no. There's going to be no's in this business, but then it's like, okay, you get a yes, and it's like the coolest thing ever because you get to help transform their lives, and you get to help them find a program, find a nutrition program, and all that good stuff. So it makes it all worth it. And I know, like Tiffany signed up her first person with a package, and it was like, wasn't it the coolest thing ever? You're like, oh, I get to help her, and it's paying off, and it's just like a good feeling because you're doing what you came here to do, which is change people's lives through health and fitness. So I hope you can find that energy and know that just inviting 5 people a week, most likely you're probably not you're gonna get some no's. So I would recommend trying to find a number that works for your life. That can be daily or 3 times a week or 5 times a week, because you are going to get no's, and you can't just send 5 and say it's not working. You have to work and keep sending them.
And with the people, the coaches on my team, and for anyone on this call, anyone on our team, but specifically like Heather and Celia, know that for the 2 of them, I will go ahead and write their entire invite and just be like, just copy and paste this and send this to this person. So if anybody needs that help of just creating the wording, and then all you have to do is close your eyes and send it, then I promise you I will help with that, no matter who you are, whose team you're correlated with. Because I think that's also the hardest part. We like overthink what to say or how to invite, or not trying to be sleazy or salesy. And it's not, you're just helping these people, but we get too much in our heads. So I will take that barrier away for you. And I had something else to say, but it's gone.
I'll just say, you're gonna hear more no's than you're gonna get yeses, and don't let that deter you and, you know, make that a negative experience, because maybe it's not just the right time for them, or, you know, money is a thing. But just remember to offer them resources that we have that are free, like the sample workouts, the weekly meal plans. Maybe if you have a Facebook group on Facebook, they can just see what you guys are doing. I always add people. I'm like, hey, I just like, this is a free resource. You know, it's kind of fun to be a part of something like this community. It's free, no strings attached. I would love to like send you some workouts for you to try out. I've been sending out samples like crazy. So there's always something free we can offer people. So when somebody says no, don't give up on them unless they're like, literally stop messaging me. But don't let that be a negative experience for you either. Don't let that bring you down, because you're definitely going to get more no's than yeses. And you'll get those phantom, hey, I want to join what you're doing. That is like a diamond in the rough. That's not going to happen all the time, but it does. So just make sure, like, I know like a lot of the girls on my team, like they get down on themselves because they hear no's. I'm like, do you know how many no's I hear a day? Like more no's than yeses. I get a yes for every 10 invites I send, one yes. So just like Abby said, like pick a number you're comfortable with. I've picked 5 and I've been very consistent on writing things down, and I've been sending out emails. So I feel like I'm in a good place with that, but make sure you guys set tangible goals for yourself each day, or else it's going to get overwhelming and you're just going to be like, I'll do it later, and you're not going to do it. So just make sure, like, if you want to send out 2 invites a day, which that's great, send out 2 invites, write their names down, but make sure you follow back up, because if you don't write their names down, like Abby said, which I hadn't been doing, you forget and you lose track of them. And then it's been a year and you're like, wow, I never followed up. And then they're like, oh, I bought a Peloton. So just keep that in mind. And if you're feeling like you're having a bad day, reach out to one of us and talk to us. We've obviously been here for a while, so like we get it, but just be positive. And if you're having a rough day and you don't feel like it's a good time to be inviting, then don't invite. Listen to some personal development, get out of that funk, because if you go into it with low energy, that's what that potential customer is going to get from you. So you want to have a good energy, good positive energy, so that they're going to be like excited about it, just like you are. And just like with the inviting, if you're not inviting, there's nothing for them to join, right? And it's a shame if we aren't sharing this gift with other people. Just like when we share where we got our favorite leggings, or our hair care, our skincare, like any of those things we share on social media, it's the same thing that we're doing right now, right? We're just sharing what's been working for us. So just keep that in mind.
I just had someone respond from the invites I just sent right now.
You never know when people, it just like hits them in a day and they're like, yes, this is good timing. So I know we've done a lot of talking, and if you're like me, your brain can't focus and listen and invite. So it's it's 8:45. Sometimes we hang out here till 9. So if you guys really want to take 15 minutes, and I'll stop talking and you can focus, because I don't know, that's just how my brain is. If I'm listening and doing, it just doesn't work well. So if you want to stay on, feel free. Newer coaches, we do not have working hours like this all the time. We do normally have like topics and more of like a training, I guess you would call it. But I think we threw some good tips in here, and I hope you found something that you can take action with, and something that kind of stuck with you, like, oh, I could be doing that, some improvement that can help your business. And if you have any questions, or if you feel like you just need some help, let us know, because really in the end, this business is going to come from your heart and like how you want to impact others. So you can all have your own style, your own vibe, but it's all about at least taking action with your own style and own vibe to make this business work and really feel like you're doing what you want to do in this business and what you were kind of put on this earth to do, if this was like your calling. So yes. Any other thoughts before I stop talking? All right. So I'm going to stay on here for a while. I'm going to do my follow-up invites. And if you guys have questions, just ask, and you can stay, leave, whatever. I'll be here.